go the other way now. Woo! Hey, welcome back. I took my Christmas tree down finally. Now it's just got all my Illy dolls and a couple Hasbro Disney dolls over here. I need to figure this out and straighten this up, just because I like to have something visual in the back that you can look at if I'm talking too long and you start to drift. But I'll figure something out. Anyway, on Instagram, I put up a poll a couple days ago asking what theme I should do for this week's video. So last week was Disney Illy week, where I opened up all of the Disney Illy dolls, and all of those videos are now up on my channel. But for this week, after that, I didn't know what to follow up with because there was like 4 different options that I couldn't decide what I wanted to do because I wanted to open all of them. I have so many new dolls from this past December. But anyway, so I had like the mermaids. I had a couple Ariel dolls, including the Hasbro versus Mattel. I have the 90s Barbie and some Shadow High dolls. And it was pretty close, but you guys voted for 90s vintage Barbie, which I'm actually really excited for. It's kind of like one of those things where you're trying to make a decision and you flip a coin, but while the coin is in the air, you're like, please be heads, please be heads. You know, you realize what you want. And I think that Barbie was that for me. Like, I really was just in a 90s vintage Barbie mood. And especially these particular dolls that I've got this week. These are ones from my childhood that either my cousin or my best friend growing up had and I wanted. So I'm actually really excited for these. Now, you've already seen the thumbnail, so you know that today I'm going to be taking a look at the Olympic gymnast Barbie from 1995. I probably should have looked that up beforehand, but anyway, I got this beautiful doll right here without the glare. There we go. There she is. Anyway, so I got this doll from an antique store that's in Roseville. I forgot the name of it. It's like Antique Trove or something like that, right off the freeway, right off I-80. And in there, they don't have a lot of places that sell dolls. There's like a couple of them that have like 1 or 2 Barbies or something like that. But there's one booth that is the Barbie booth. It's small, but they have a bunch of vintage Barbies from late 80s through the 90s up to, I think, the year 2001 was the latest or the newest Barbie that I saw in that booth. And I got so excited because that's literally like the perfect era for me. Like, my favorite Barbies are from the 90s. Now, most of them are like collector stuff, and I mostly look more like for the Playline stuff because that's the stuff that's more nostalgic for me as a kid. But I was super lucky to find this girl on the shelf next to a couple other dolls. Now, I do remember when this came out, I remember the commercial, which actually, let me just play the commercial for you really quick.
She has a winning spirit. She's beautiful and bold. Olympic gymnast Barbie. Reaching for the gold. Can she win? Is she the best? With her magic tumbling ring. Yes!
Cool! Look at those somersaults!
Can't believe our eyes. Barbie wins the prize. Nothing she can't do. Olympic gymnast Barbie. Pride of the red, white, and blue.
Okay, I don't know why I did the transition thing that way. I probably did it wrong anyway. So anyway, on the back it says, competing in the Olympic Games has been a lifelong dream for Barbie. Now with you at her side, she's sure to bring home the gold. I'm getting better at reading these little blurbs. Because like there was a time where it would take me like 3 or 4 tries to read the whole thing all the way through and I'd stumble across my words, but I'm getting better. I mean, it's dyslexia. What do you expect? So I remember being obsessed with this doll for 2 reasons. One, this is a fully articulated doll. Like, she is very poseable. Before we had Made to Move, we had this. And I still really love Made to Move just because of the number of points of articulation. Like, they have articulation at the ankles and the wrists and like a double joint in the knee and the elbows. And anyway, all of that stuff. But for these dolls back in the 90s, what we had, a fully articulated doll, they have a really good range of movement. And I think that was like the biggest thing for me. That's when I realized that I prefer dolls with articulation is because of these dolls. Because the other Barbies at the time were very stiff. They had bend and snap knees, a twist at the waist, and their arms were permanently like bent like this or permanently straight or whatever. But I remember seeing these and I'm like, I only ever want dolls that look like this, or that have this much articulation, I should say. The other thing is she comes with this little white thing right here. It's like a little waist clip, and you can like make her do flips and stuff like that because she's a gymnast. Like, she's supposed to be able to do cartwheels and backflips and stuff like that. Because of those two things, I was obsessed with this doll, and I was never able to own it myself, but now I'm an adult and I have adult money and I can spend it however irresponsibly as I want to buy back my childhood or I guess the stuff that I wanted when I was a kid that I never was able to have. So I'm going to get her out of the box really quick because I'm really excited to play with her. And I will be right back and we'll keep talking about the Olympic gymnast Barbie. Oh, was this on? I hope this was on. Okay, so I just realized I didn't have my lapel mic on for some of that previous clip. It might have been the whole beginning of this video. I don't know. I hope that the audio wasn't too bad. I won't know until I'm editing, and I will do my best. But if the audio was bad previously, I apologize. Anyway, she's out of the box. Okay, first let me show you what she came with. By the way, I love these older Barbies, and like everything is literally kept in the box with twist ties, and I know some people get annoyed by that. They're like, oh, so many ties, I gotta undo and whatever, but I love it because I don't need scissors. You know, there's a lot of like those little kajinkers, little plastic things that are stabbed everywhere, and when it's the twist ties, nothing's poking through the fabric of the outfits and stuff like that. Nothing's poked in the back of her head. It's just, you know, it's something that kids technically can unbox themselves without needing scissors to cut the plastic. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, so first of all, she comes with the little instructions, and it just kind of shows you everything she comes with. So you got a doll, you've got a a little ribbon thing, the brush bag, gym bag, and the little waist clip thing. And this does show, yeah, kind of like, it shows you how to do stuff. Do you remember this? Who remembers these things back like when it had like these black and white photos where it literally just shows you a picture of the doll and like how to play with the doll, as if people don't know how to play with the doll. I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying don't do instructions, but she does come with a classic Barbie brush. Ooh, what is that? Oh, that's part of her part of her rubber band in her hair. The rubber band, her ponytail kind of disintegrated, by the way. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But anyway, she came with just a plain white classic Barbie brush. Well, I guess at the time this wasn't technically classic. It was just a Barbie brush. But this is the Barbie brush that was with dolls from like through the 80s and the 90s and maybe even after. But yeah, it's just like the classic, I guess it's a shell. To me, it looks like a shell. Really, it's just like a swoop. I don't know what it actually is. Anyway, she also comes with a 1996. The box said 1995. You know what? I think the box date is probably the manufacturer date. It was probably made in 1995, but it must have come out in 1996 because this is for the Olympics that year, and according to this, it was in Atlanta, Georgia. So I guess that was the year that the Olympics was in the United States, which is why they made this Barbie. I'm pretty sure, I know that they've made other Olympic Barbies in the past, and I think it's always been on a year when the Olympics were held somewhere in the United States, except recently they started making Olympic Barbies that were for, it didn't really matter what country they were in, they just started making Olympic themed Barbies doing different sports and stuff. Anyway, she comes with this little gym bag. It is cloth. It has some tissue paper, which I'm just gonna throw that away, but it was just to kind of like fill it and make it not look flat or empty while it was in the box. But look at this, it's a full-on cloth gym bag that's functional. I love this. She also comes with this little waist hugger thingy that spins. So you are supposed to hold this and then put this around her waist, and then I'll do that later so I can show you what it looks like. Here is her little medal that she gets. She is wearing it around her neck, kind of like a necklace in the box, but I just took it off to show you. So this is supposed to be a gold medal, but it kind of looks like it oxidized a little bit in there. It's plastic, but it's like a vacuumized metal style, so it is metallic. So I don't know if it's paint or if that's actually like a layer of metal over the plastic, but it did kind of turn colors like there. Oh, it actually almost kind of looks rainbow right there. Look at that. It almost looks like a rainbow. Anyway, but yeah, so it's supposed to be a gold medal. Now it looks more like a bronze just because of the way that the colors have oxidized. I mean, it is from 1995 or 96, so, you know, we're looking at almost 30 years here. Anyway, that brings us to the doll. She is so beautiful. She has the classic 90s superstar face. Now, I know that everybody has their preference when it comes to Barbie and which generation of Barbie they prefer. It's usually the one from their childhood. This is mine. I like the 90s Barbies. Like 80s is okay, but it was kind of the 90s is really when they solidified the face screening that I really liked, with the superstar face mold and everything. But she is so pretty with her like blue eyeliner and stuff like that and her red lips. Very, very classic. She's also very patriotic. She has this tan complexion, tan-ish, not as tan as like Malibu Barbie necessarily, but a tan complexion, and this like bleached blonde, what do you call it? Platinum. That's the word I'm thinking of. Platinum hair, which is an extremely soft Kanekalon fiber, which was very common for Barbie around this time to use Kanekalon. But like, look at this. Look at the movement. Like, it's super soft. I love this. I love Kanekalon, especially when the doll's hair is like super straight like this. Her hair is supposed to be up in a high ponytail, and later I am going to put it in a high ponytail because this rubber band dried out and completely okay, well, it's all over my desk now, but it completely disintegrate. I'm going to wash it out, but for now, I'm just going to quickly put her hair up using a clear elastic that I have, just so we can see what she was supposed to look like. So there we go. She got a really high ponytail because it's sticking up because of the way it was in the box. Once I actually like wash the hair and everything, this will probably calm down and look a little bit nicer than this, but this kind of gives you the idea of what she's supposed to look like. And she has like these cute like curly bangs and everything. I like the way they rooted this. The bangs are just coming from like the center part right there, but like it's done in a way that it still looks like bangs. I like this. Her outfit is really cute. You know what? I wonder if this is supposed to be the way that the outfits that the gymnasts wore this year. Let me look that up really quick. Oh, I remember this one. That's right. This was the year that Carrie Struggs sprained or injured her ankle, and she, even though she had injured herself, she still went back up there and then did her thing and won the gold. Oh my gosh, that was such an iconic year for the Olympics. I'm obsessed with the women's gymnastics from the Olympics, if you can't tell. And that was such an iconic year. I remember that very clearly because I remember watching it live when it happened, and it was crazy because she really hurt her ankle, but she still went up there. She's like, I have one more try. I'm going to go do this. And she did her thing. Oh my God, that's amazing. But to answer my question, no, the outfits did not actually look like this in the actual Olympics. Here is a picture of what the gymnasts wore during that. In fact, here is a picture of Carrie Struggs. So that way you can see who I'm talking about if you don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, this is a outfit that I guess was probably made specifically for this Barbie. It's not like meant to actually like look like the one that they wore in the Olympics. But anyway, what I like is she has like little socks. I mean, they're not socks, they're really like, they're leg warmers, but they're meant to look like socks. And that's just because like if they made socks, her feet wouldn't actually fit in these shoes, which by the way, this is one of the few times that Barbie tried to give, well, that Mattel tried to give Barbie normal size feet. Because like, if you look at that, like it looks fine. Like, you know, it looks in scale with the doll and everything. But if you compare this to like a made-to-move Barbie, like a classic Barbie, like Barbie's feet today are so tiny compared to this. They're just really, really small. And I remember that they were trying to make Barbie have more proportionally sized feet because Barbie has teeny tiny little feet. But it didn't stick, and I think it's just because there was so many Barbies that already existed with the little heels and stuff like that, the other shoes that already exist, and you couldn't mix and match. So it's probably hard for Mattel to get everybody to be on board with switching over to the new style since their old Barbie clothes or shoes didn't fit on the newer dolls. That being said, they did use this body mold a lot in the 90s. The hula hair Barbies had it, working out Barbie had it. I don't know. There's a lot of other dolls that had this, which by the way, they have a lot of articulation. So there's movement at the head, of course. They have movement at the waist, which is like, look at that. Look at the range of movement. There is movement at the shoulder and at the elbow, and rotation and a bend. There is no articulation at the hands, and it only goes that far. Like, they're not able to hold a cell phone to their ear. The other thing is they have articulation at the hip, but like they can actually do the splits without, like, made to move Barbies cannot fully do the splits. They can only go that far, which is fine. But these Barbies, like the whole point is they are gymnasts. They're able to like do the splits and do all the things. But anyway, and then they have a bend at the knee, but there is no rotation at the knee. There's rotation at the hip, basically. Like, you have to rely on that. But the knee just bends forward and backward, and there is no articulation at the ankle. Now, I think the reason I am obsessed with this is because of the way that the waist articulation is done and the hip articulation. Both the waist and the hips are done with a rubber, like, elastic, some kind of elastic mechanism in there that allows them to kind of stretch and bend. And the only bad thing with it is over time, it can get really stiff and she will stop moving, or it can get really brittle and it can just break or something like that. Or in certain cases like this, she's been in the box for so long that I keep turning her this way, but she naturally wants to turn this way because that's how she was posed in the box. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't always hold up over time using this kind of articulation in the torso and the legs, which is why they do it like this. But I mean, come on, I wish that made to move dolls had this much movement in their hips. I think that would be great if you can just add the extra range of movement along with the number of points of articulation. Oh, she has earrings. I didn't even realize she has little red earrings and stuff like that. Like I said, very patriotic. Everything goes together. Here's her little ribbon thing, by the way. Forgot to show you. It's just like on a little elastic around her wrist. So let me, you know what? So now I want to try out this thing. So this just kind of clips around her waist, I guess. Oh, okay. I don't want to rip the outfit. There we go. Ah, you know what? That's why so many of these dolls, if you find them at thrift stores and stuff like that, or whatever, flea markets, this sticker is like rubbed off. It's because of this waist thing. I never even realized that. But okay, so I'm just gonna do a very simple putting her hands up, and I'm gonna make her do a little flip. So here we go. Whee! Gymnast Barbie. Whee! Okay, well, I don't. Whoa. Okay, let me try it again. She's gonna flip. Woo! Okay, this is probably more fun than it should be, but I don't care. I've got a toy from my childhood, or one that I've always wanted anyway. Okay, now she's gonna do a backflip. Woo! Oh, okay, one more time. 1, 2, commit. 3, woo! Stick it. Oh, okay, well, okay, let's do it. You know what? Oh, I want to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna set her up like this, and I want to make her do a cartwheel. So, whee! What if that was like the intro or something like that? You know what? I think I want to add this clip to my video intro now. I just like, cartwheel! Go the other way now. Woo! This is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, but anyway, I'm so excited to finally have this doll in my collection. Oh, wait. All the cartwheels won her the gold / bronze / whatever color this is, medal. Woo, you won, Barbie, you won. So anyway, so that is the Olympic gymnast Barbie from 1996. I love this doll, and I'm so happy to have her in my collection finally. like I said, this is a doll that I knew about and I really wanted when I was younger, and I was able to play with, I think it was my friend who used to live across the street. I was able to play with hers when I was younger. I was just never able to have my own. So now I have my own, and I'm super excited. And I love the fact that I was able to get her technically new in box, even though obviously she is very vintage at this point. But I was the one that got to open her out of the box, so she is technically new, and I'm always really excited. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, because if I get them secondhand, I can always clean them up. But there's just something about knowing that you're the first person to, open the doll from her box and free her from her packaging and play with her and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm gonna find a space for her on my Barbie shelf, which is very overcrowded at the moment. I think I'm gonna move them around a little bit, because I got all my Disney Fun Barbies over there, and I might display those with my Illy dolls now, since they all have Mickey ears. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to rearrange my collection soon, and I gotta figure out how I want to do it, because I don't have a lot of space, but I want to try and display as much as I can. Anyway, I'm gonna get going for right now. Just as a sneak peek, if you made it this long, you get to see what the next video is going to be. I am gonna be taking a look at the Working Out Barbie and Teresa in my next video. That is gonna be coming up later this week. So if you wanna see these when that video comes out, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell. You'll get a notification when this video pops up. Anyway, I'm gonna get going, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye! If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.